Please rise for the national anthem of the U.S. Virgin Islands, to be followed by the national anthem of Costa Rica.
Along the sandy coasts of the U.S. Virgin Isles, kickoff is impending here at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. This is the second of 4 matches between these two sides, in this table at least, as we take a look at the home side's lineup first. Head coach Jorge Zavala Jr. and his crew of 11 to start things off here today. Worth noting, Jada Newton, the only player listed as a striker today, so we'll see how much support she gets from her midfield. That's 6 listed players in the midfield position, so we'll see if that's the formation that Zavala decides to roll with as we go through the proceedings here and we look at our officials today. Katia Garcia and Adina Caudillo and Leslie Gutierrez, as well as the 4th official, Itzel Hernandez. And then over on the visiting side, Costa Rica had a lot of success in that first game, and they've had a lot of firepower. Worth noting, Mariana Benavides, maybe along the back line, but scored 2 goals, including their first one in their game against St. Kitts and Nevis last time out, just a couple days ago. Really sparked things for them and got it going after the first 20 or so minutes. The head coach for the Costa Rica side of things, Amelia Valverde, it came off a 7-0 victory over St. Kitts and Nevis. Wasn't the best in the table. Guatemala coming and beating the U.S. Virgin Islands at home 9-0. So 2 wildly different results between these sides. One looking to continue its form and maybe improve upon it. Meanwhile, the other looking to really flip the switch here. And that would be this home side. And we'll see how the results will come to be after the next 90 minutes of action.
Number 16, Catherine Alvarado. Number 20, Fabiola Villalobos. Head coach, Amelia Valverde. Referee, Katia Garcia, representing Mexico. First assistant referee, Enedina Cadillo from Mexico. Second assistant referee, Leslie Gutierrez. Fourth official, Itzel Hernandez from Mexico. And the referee assessor, John Nielsen.
As our head official, Katia Garcia, readies her whistle to get things going here. Going from right to left will be the U.S. Virgin Islands. Meanwhile, Costa Rica, left to right, donning their red unis to the home side's yellow. And here we go. From paradise, it's the beautiful game. Both teams pushing for a chance to go to New Zealand or Australia for the FIFA Women's World Cup. This being the first of 2 stages in the CONCACAF qualifying. Only one team from Group B gets the chance to advance to the second stage and at that moment have the opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. So a lot to play for. As Rocky Rodriguez tries to push it forward and will lose it. It was a 9-0 loss for the U.S. Virgin Islands to Guatemala, who currently lead the table. They did so after one game and expanded upon that lead in their second game against Curacao. The U.S. Virgin Islands looking to bounce back after that one. Here's Costa Rica, though, on the prowl to start things off. There's Villalobos. Crosses it inside, and will be knotted away for the moment. And it'll end up having to be chipped out for a throw. It was Jordan Crawford, the one on the initial clearance. As we get our first look at Amelia Valverde, the head honcho for Costa Rica. The U.S. Virgin Islands kept it 0-0 for the first 25 minutes in their first fixture. Then they allowed the first goal. Were able to hold off for a while longer until they let 2 more eke in right before half. And then the second 45 minutes was the farthest thing from desirable. 6 goals in 45 minutes of action. So look to see if they can maybe maintain that first 25 minutes and stretch it out across the entirety of the game. But right now they're in the backseat as this one's crossed inside. Rodriguez plays it in. And the U.S. Virgin Islands is able to handle it. It's Tanya Wayland on the clearance. Here they come again. That ball played a little far forward, and it's going to end up clearing its way out. There's Jorge Zavala Jr., the head man for the home side. And we'll get our first corner kick of the day. Had a lot of great services from Catherine Alvarado in their first match. She'll look to dial up a couple more here this afternoon. Quickly set this one in. Here's the cross from Villalobos, the header, trying to find another player in the middle. And then the follow-up from Rocky Rodriguez only finds the boots of Caitlin Kellogg, who is getting the start today. It was her counterpart, Rihanna Steeler, who played against Guatemala in their first game. But today, maybe the Kellogg one between the pipes. That corner won't make it very far. There's a second cross that goes inside the deflection from Crawford, and it looks like it may have glanced a hand. And with that, it looks like we've got ourselves a penalty. Jordan Crawford was trying to get that one out, and it stroked her arm. So it'll be an early opportunity for Costa Rica to take the lead. Let's take a look at it. A little tough to see there, but it may have hit around her shoulder, up along higher in her arm, which any extension of her limbs, that's going to get called. So Costa Rica will look to take the early lead here from the spot. It's the captain, Catherine Alvarado. Scored from the penalty spot when they played last. Let's see if she can get it past Caitlin Kellogg. Just 5 minutes into this game. Here she comes, and it goes in. And Costa Rica find the lead early on the road. Kellogg dived the right way, but she couldn't get there fast enough. And she's gonna issue commands of encouragement to keep her team in it. We'll take a look at it again, and from that angle, you can see it. Definitely goes down straight off the arm of Jordan Crawford. And then the finishing touch. Not the worst effort from Kellogg, but close isn't gonna cut it. And here they come again. Villalobos dashing her way in, plays it inside, suffers a deflection and is cleared away by Crawford. Only temporarily though. Here's Costa Rica again. The visitors will continue to push. Here's a shot finding its way in. A good save. Showing some spring is Caitlin Kellogg going up and bringing that one down. That's the second goal of qualifying for Catherine Alvarado. I mentioned earlier, scored her first on the penalty spot. And this one will find its way out. So starting off faster than their 7-0 win over St. Kitts and Nevis. Almost started off in a disastrous manner, conceding a penalty. Luckily, the keeper in that game, Daniela Solera, was able to be up for the task and stop it, keeping it at 0-0. And then a goal moments after, and then a second right before the half. Really allowed it to pop open in the second half, and they were able to take it away from there and make it a 7-0 drubbing. If they want to keep up in the goal differential department with Guatemala, they'll need to notch in a couple more here today. That's, of course, secondary to just your record. Because in the end, you can win all your games, then obviously you're going to make your way through. So that's priority number one. Crawford will throw this one in, trying to create some offensive possession for the U.S. Virgin Islands. So far, they've been camped in their own side, just trying to bear the weight of this Costa Rica attack. We're approaching 8 minutes in this game, and I don't think a pass has been connected beyond halfway for the home side. That ball volleyed over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. That's Rocky Rodriguez. And we know that she has the prowess to execute on a shot like that, playing with the Portland Thorns right now. A quality team in the NWSL. She's used to important games and having to make big plays in big moments. That kind of experience is valuable when you have games in CONCACAF qualifying where every single game matters. It's not like we're in regular season soccer for a domestic club that you can drop a couple games here and then. Every single one of them is absolutely paramount. Here come the U.S. Virgin Islands, pushing themselves the other way. And that ball will find its way out for a goal kick. Pushing that one forward is Leah Rapuano. So this is a U.S. Virgin Island team that's looking to establish a soccer culture. They conducted a winter training camp in Tampa, Florida back in December. And Jorge Zavala said that he was pleased with how the team came along and mentioned that he has great expectations, but also understands that it's going to be a challenging slate this year, especially in the qualifying games. But they're trying to build a program, trying to build a team that's can proudly represent where they're from and play hard, competitive soccer no matter who they're matched up against. Face some pressure here temporarily, but Costa Rica's back line all too savvy. Still weaving forward is Costa Rica. Rodriguez plays it to Alvarado. Kicks it out to Villalobos where it's cleared away. It has been a busy, busy game so far for Jordan Crawford, the 22-year-old defender. Sitting in that center back role. Villalobos tips it inside. Play back out to the right. Here's the cross from Guillen. And that one is knotted away. Alvarado thinking about the volley. She takes it, and that'll sail well over. But another attempt, another shot from Costa Rica, and Catherine Alvarado looking for goal number 2 on the day. After that sound victory over St. Kitts and Nevis, the head coach, Emilia Valverde, said that she thought the main objective today was to get 3 points. And she said that it was non-negotiable, that we had to win. It was a yes or yes situation. And she wanted to win in a good way, wanted to take control. And she mentioned that one of the nice things about that game was that we were able to score right after stopping the penalty. Things really could have swung in the other direction had that penalty not been stopped or had they not been able to score right after it. So definitely a pleasing result. A lot of space over here on the left wing. Looking for a seeking pass towards the penalty area. It won't connect. Moving the ball forward now is Ariel Stoltz. She loses it, but pushes the ball back in possession, only for it to be lobbed forward once again for Costa Rica. And here they come into the penalty area. Here's Chinchilla. Chinchilla fires a shot straight down the middle. Caitlin Kellogg doesn't have to move too far to collect it. She'll wave her team forward. Currently a senior at Gardner-Webb University. Of course, playing in their soccer program there. So all the way up in Boiling Springs, North Carolina. So definitely a long trip down to the U.S. Virgin Islands to play in this game. Jordan Crawford stepping towards it again. Check, that's Jaden Newton. Another player, also coincidentally from Gardner-Webb, so a couple of running Bulldogs on this U.S. Virgin Islands side. Well, this one plucked away. Here comes Costa Rica. The shot played on target, well cleared. An excellent tackle from Jordan Crawford. She may have been called for the penalty, but she has stopped several other goal-scoring opportunities for Costa Rica. And here she comes. One-on-one with Carolina Venegas. Just an excellent sliding effort. Clean, gets the ball, and absolutely disrupts that chance. But now they have to hold on for the corner kick. Alvarado's ball. And that one's nodded away for a moment. Here's the volley, not on the mark. An attempt by Kristen Granados, 32-year-old midfielder. Kellogg will get this one back into play. This U.S. Virgin Islands side playing for Jorge Zavala. Zavala is also the director of soccer at the West Florida Flames Junior Soccer Program, on top of taking upon this role as the coach of May 2021. Costa Rica pushing forward. Winding around, trying to find the space. Here's Alvarado. She could shoot from here. She decided to take it, but it's scuffed immediately. Stepped on by Catherine Turner. Good step. Maybe a better cross. Wide open is Rocky Hernandez. Rocky Rodriguez with the score. Tucks it away, wide open inside the 18. And that's easy pickings for the striker. It is now 2-0 here. You can see the evident frustration from Caitlin Kellogg. Thinking, who was on her all by herself? There's nothing the goalkeeper can do there. She just passes it to a corner. Doesn't even have to put her laces through it. Excellent touch. And just pings that one away. Hits the side netting. Rocky Rodriguez, her second goal in this qualifying stage. Mentioned, played for the Portland Thorns in 2021, scored 2 goals and 2 assists in the 2021 campaign. Now she's got as many goals in just 2 games for Costa Rica, proving to be a premier part of this side. And here she comes again, plays it towards the middle. Couple deflections, and that one has to be cleared out. Hit the emergency button. Taylor Crawford, the one who knocks it out. U.S. Virgin Islands on their heels. Pretty much have been from the start of this game. This one will be quickly taken. Villalobos takes it inside. Nice step. Crosses into the middle. Here's the follow through. Cleared away for a moment, but not effectively. Another shot. Pings a couple times. Played towards goal. And that might have glanced off of Caitlin Kellogg. Rocky Rodriguez nearly having a brace in the span of minutes. Take a look at this again. Couple of looks. I don't think that hit the keeper at all. Rodriguez just off the mark. Let it fly and couldn't make it happen on this occasion. We'll remain at 2-0. Costa Rica are going to keep their foot on the gas for probably the entirety of this game. Goal differential being of importance. Rodriguez tips it forward. Couple of good passes via Lobos. A nice step. And tracking it down and poking it out is Ariel Stoltz. Not going to allow another one of those crosses fly their way in, so it'll be another Costa Rica corner kick. This one played in. Villalobos. Showing some footwork. Now Alvarado. She'll serve up across. A temptation ball. Knocked its way out. Chipped inside once again. No one is there for it in the spot it was placed. Villalobos, nicely set up. Squares this one inside. The clearance isn't good. It's just a touch. Rocky Rodriguez able to bring it in. That ball skied over to the other side. Switching the field. Costa Rica really putting it on right now. Here's a shot, excellent save. Caitlin Kellogg extends. The firing effort from Priscilla Chinchilla. Here she comes dashing in. Decides to wind it up herself. Just a little bit too close to the middle, and Kellogg is able to stretch out and punch it away. Yet another corner kick, though, for Costa Rica. It'll be Catherine Alvarado. Hands on her hips. Ball's a little high, but it's headed towards goal. Popped up a couple times. Kellogg retrieves it. As 21 minutes have transpired in this game. 2-0 your scoreline. A penalty from Alvarado was tucked away. And Rocky Rodriguez able to punch one home also in the 17th minute. Both these teams competing for a chance to go to Australia and New Zealand. This isn't the first qualifying stint for Jorge Zavala as the manager for the U.S. Virgin Islands, but the first go-around wasn't exactly the fairest spat at it. He had to fill in 2019 for a game against Jamaica in October. But that was a plug and play in the worst kind of way. Didn't really get to know the players that well. Just had to come in and play temporary manager for a moment, but since May of last year, he has had the reins and has had the chance to run a couple camps and meet the players that he has and figure out what he's got. So this time around, a lot more promising and a lot more stable of a chance as the manager. So it'll be a throw in. Looking to place it into the attacking third for the U.S. Virgin Islands. And that one deflected out. As we take a look at Noelia Bermudez starting in between the sticks today for Costa Rica, getting her feet on the ball. Getting her first start of this qualifying window. This ball gets played inside, deflected around a couple times, and Crawford's just going to have to boot that one out. It skipped by a player or two, so she had to take matters into her own hands. Not the most ideal scenario, but sometimes you got to take that over allowing something much worse. Alvarado crosses this one inside, headed towards the middle, and that's a third goal. Costa Rica able to make it 3-0 here. Carolina Venegas with a bit of a combination play. Two headers. Maybe came off a thigh. And she's got her second goal of this qualifying campaign. So we take a look at this cross. Well headed inside. cross, a header, and either the thigh or the knee. Connected perfectly by Priscilla Chinchilla. Excellent assist on her part. Carolina Venegas, her second goal. Scored one against St. Kitts and Nevis. Has got another one here. Also had a shot go off the post in that game. So proven to be a potent striker. She can put them on frame. Here's Guillen. Well, hoof this one inside. A great spinning effort. Here's the header. And able to track it down is Caitlin Kellogg. A lot of placement on that head. It spun its way to the top shelf, but Kellogg was able to get there in time. Didn't have enough pace on it. As Costa Rica continues to pour it on. Amelia Valverde said it herself, we will always be assessing to improve. She said, without a doubt, this is a team with potential. We always want the team to play better. She said there's always a way to find a way to play better, even after a 7-0 result like we had. She said, we'll analyze what we did well and look to strengthen it in other aspects of the game. As we take a look at this foul here. Just late on the challenge from behind is Catherine Turner. Villalobos' touch is just too far ahead. Rodriguez plays this one forward. It deflects its way to Alvarado. A collision inside the 18. And it will spill all the way to Kellogg, but it's going to be a free kick. A crunching collision between strikers and defenders. We'll get this one back under play. Actually going to be an offside call. Timing not quite right for Costa Rica. So really that physicality was just proceeds of the game. Here's Villalobos, plays it out wide to Guillen. Back to Villalobos, taking some steps. I think she thought about trying to fire a curler there. Guillen plays it back. This one popped up in the air and able to let it slip into the bread basket is Caitlin Kellogg. And a little bit too much hang time on that cross. Not the ideal look for Chinchilla. She was the one closest by. Here she is again. Priscilla Chinchilla just had a wonderful assist. And the clearance will have a good spin on it to keep it in play. And coming forward is Bermudez, just looking to get her foot on the ball. Now Fabiola Villalobos. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Rapuano. Already has one yellow card here in this February window. Yep. Looks like there's just studs on toes. Mariana Benavides just not going to enjoy that. Here's Villalobos. Has some space as she moves forward. Surveys her options, then she'll play it right. Guillen. Taps it forward. Another excellent tackle from Crawford. He has been the highlight of this game for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Has snuffed several offensive chances for Costa Rica. And here she comes in. A lot of bravery on these tackles, all right around the penalty area. She's not scared to slide. There's Alvarado's ball. Headed down back into play. It looks like it went off of Crawford. That should be another, it looks like it might be another penalty. Looks like it may have come off the hands of Jada Newton, and it's going to be a second penalty. It's got to be some poor luck because they're just trying to block the shot. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, yeah. She extends her arm out. Right there. That's clear as day. So for the second time in the first half, a penalty. And this time it'll be Rocky Rodriguez who will go to the penalty spot looking for a brace. Kellogg guessed right the first time around, wasn't quick enough to stop the shot. So Rodriguez winding up, looking for the brace. And this one saved. Kellogg is able to get her shins on it. And that could be a catalyst for some momentum for the U.S. Virgin Islands. She's already thinking ahead, not going to celebrate too much on that one. Came off her leg. She's able to step in the right direction, just not close enough to the pipes for Rocky Rodriguez. Had a lot of pace on it, but the placement left something to be desired. Now here come the U.S. Virgin Islands. This one has to get played back immediately. Looking to push forward. And it's going to be Costa Rica ball once again. So now we've had 2 penalties. 1 saved, 1 scored. And then 2 other goals in the run of play for Costa Rica. And this one hoofed forward. Well, this is a good opportunity. The shot, volley towards goal. Kellogg saves it. The follow-up, though, cleared away by Newton. Venegas was awfully close. The volleyed effort here. I guess technically a half volley from Alvarado. Costa Rica will continue. So Kellogg showing up nicely so far here at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Relatively new soccer stadium in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's the first soccer-specific stadium in the territory. So this is what the venue was made for, though. FIFA matches for both the men's and women's side. It was fully funded by FIFA to create and officially opened August 11th of 2019, so still a young venue. And they opened it up. It's a pretty big deal. Both FIFA and CONCACAF's presidents were in attendance. And on the topic of attendance, it can seat 1,200 fans. And we talk about the scenics around. Not a bad menu or venue, to say the least. And what else could you ask for? Some sand, some trees, there's a mountain behind one of the goals. Not this one, but the other one. A giant Budweiser bottle. What else could you ask for? Here's Venegas. Chasing this one down, but right at her side is Jordan Crawford. Holding up the ship in the back for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Here's Guillen's cross. Had a good dip to it, but it's cleared away. Villalobos will throw this one in. Benavides had a brace in their first game against St. Kitts and Nevis. Here's Chinchilla. That one's going to be tapped out of play. And that's going to be called a corner kick. Coming off of Jada Newton last. And there she is. A striker today, 22 years old, Newton. This corner kick played in quickly. Chinchilla trying to keep it along the goal line and going to be cleared away. But here they come again. Coming down the left side, shrugging off a defender and earning another corner kick. That's Daniela Cruz, the defender, pushing her way forward, trying to get on the offensive action. Cross, headed back into the center, looking for the wheeling volley. Villalobos whiffs on it. And that cross is probably going to sail its way over the crossbar, and it does so. So the manager for Costa Rica, Amelia Valverde, her focus has been on taking it step by step in these World Cup qualifiers, not going to overlook any of these games or any of these phases. She said the first objective is to pass this first phase of the qualifiers. So we have 4 very important and complicated games. And she mentioned for this game in particular that we have to go play on a synthetic field, which is going to feel very different than what we've been playing on. Of course, the ball is going to roll a lot faster. It's going to feel different under your feet. From my experience, it's a lot warmer on the grass when you're playing on turf. She said our goal is to reach that second phase, and then we can directly fight for one of those 4 spots in the World Cup. But step by step for the head honcho for Costa Rica. No single game is more important than the others. They all end up equaling up to 3 points in the end. Just take a look at the shot margin there. It's been all Costa Rica on the attack. That one escorted out. Well guided by Taylor Crawford. Chipped in by Villalobos, then cleared away. Rushing forward is Rapuano. But it was her against an army of Costa Rica players. And we'll allow for a visiting throw-in. Alvarado switches over to the left side. Chinchilla. The flag is going to go up. That offensive spell will be cut out by the flag from our assistant officials. So the U.S. Virgin Islands will regain possession. There's Caitlin Kellogg. So she's done well so far in this showing. The goals that have been scored on her, all pretty tough to stop. And here comes Costa Rica again. A good step. The firing shot saved by Kellogg. And like I said there, she has come up big at several occasions, showing the reflexes. Gives it away. The shot. Lots of heat behind that one, but not enough to whiz past the goalkeeper. Costa Rica Another corner kick in their favor. They've all gone their way thus far, and that volleyed effort skies its way into the Virgin Island sky. Rocky Rodriguez looking to bring that one down. I'll tell you this, Priscilla Chinchilla has shown that she has got handles on that soccer ball when she's got it between her feet. She can weave and dash through this U.S. Virgin Islands team. Fabiola Villalobos over to Gloriana Villalobos. Looking to play it wide left. Instead, it's deflected out. Daniela Cruz was the intended target, and she'll throw it in. Turner will lose it as she tried to step towards it. Now Villalobos on the ball. Here's Guillen. Good step, causing her opponent to stumble, but able to recover it there is the same Taylor Crawford. Got diced up on the cut, but then was able to track down that pass and make sure it didn't get to its intended target. Now Rodriguez, a little back heel, plays it back. Gloriana Villalobos squares it to the center. Back to Villalobos. Couple tight steps, looking for some footwork, and a foul will be drawn by Granados right outside the penalty area. It'll be a tight free kick spot, but we can take a shot here. Jordan Crawford, the one guilty of the foul. So Catherine Alvarado was their de facto set piece specialist. Loves to take the corner kicks and typically takes their penalties as well, but did give Rocky Rodriguez a shot at it earlier. Unfortunately, that didn't go too well for Costa Rica. Caitlin Kellogg been doing everything she can to keep this at a 3-0 scoreline. Alvarado curls this one inside, still in danger. Poked away for a moment. And they'll escape the set piece opportunity, but Costa Rica, as we've seen so far in this game, retrieve it immediately and once again go back on the prowl. This is a Costa Rica team that's got a lot more experience than this U.S. Virgin Island team as well, both in the professional and the international sense. Here's Guillen's cross. Chested down by Newton. And play was going to go on there, but Jada Newton pretty much conceded the fact that that went off her arm. Sometimes you just got to play along with it there. If a ref notices it, then you're going to get called for it even if you play it off. But if it was even minorly in question, if you act like it didn't happen, you may have been able to get away with it. But instead, it'll be another free kick for Costa Rica. As I was just saying, not a ton of experience from this U.S. Virgin Islands side of things. Out of its 23 players, nearly half, or 11 of them, were on their under-20 women's roster that took part in the CONCACAF Women's U20 qualifiers. So this is a young team, which has its ups and downs, of course, the inexperience being a negative, but a lot of room to grow. And that's been the message for this U.S. Virgin Islands team, is growing this program and making it stronger and stronger as this cross comes in, headed towards target. And an excellent set piece. And the brace will come for Rocky Rodriguez. Couldn't score on the penalty earlier, but she'll use her head there, making it a 4-0 game. Great cross from Alvarado. Puts it on a plate. And Rodriguez with the brace here, her third goal in qualifying. "5'5" midfielder. Here they come forward again. Cross flying inside. Rodriguez heads into the middle. The volleyed shot deflected. Still in danger, and the shot will go too close into the arms of Caitlin Kellogg. Gloriana Villalobos, bit of a smile. She will want that one back. Had all the goal to take. Isn't able to pick a corner. As we approach halftime. Costa Rica's flipping on the gas the entirety of this game. Looking to improve upon their 7-0 victory over St. Kitts and Nevis. We want to play by averages. They're on pace to beat that. Here's Chinchilla, squares it back. Rocky Rodriguez's shot met by the defense. Couple clearances. Looked like that went off Rodriguez and should be a goal kick. Jaya Newton was able to glance the ball off of the striker. And that'll do it after the first 45 minutes, no added time. So 4 goals, 2 penalties, but only one of them was capitalized on by Costa Rica. And she was the first one to get things going here, Catherine Alvarado, and then the excellent assist off that final goal to Rocky Rodriguez. And that'll do it for the first half of action here between the U.S. Virgin Islands and Costa Rica. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have halftime highlights as well as stats here.
Yo no coordinarle a usted.
soccer complex for some women's CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes of action between the U.S. Virgin Islands and Costa Rica. Starting off with the handball off of Jordan Crawford. It's been a good performance from her, but it did not start off in the right foot. Catherine Alvarado tucks away the penalty kick, makes it 1-0 very early in this game, the 5th minute of action. Caitlin Kellogg has also not had a bad day, but even though she gets the right side, couldn't get on the end of that shot. Then things continued. Here's a look. Kellogg able to get the shot and save there. The moves from Priscilla Chinchilla. She has flexed those a couple times in this game here today. And she would wreak havoc on that left side on several occasions. Rocky Rodriguez left wide open there. Tucks that one home. It's a good ball from Daniela Cruz, but you have to wonder, whose job was it to mark Rodriguez there? Because that's the one person you really, really don't want to be allowed wide open in that way inside the penalty area. She was able to shake off her man. And as the game kept going, the pressure continued, but Caitlin Kellogg did not crack in the pressure. Another effort from Chinchilla on that left side, zipping a shot towards goal, but Kellogg was up for the challenge. And then off the corner kick, headed back into the middle, and then tucked away off of the knee of Carolina Venegas. An excellent assist from Priscilla Chinchilla, who's having herself a great game so far. And then, let's see, right again, another handball off of Jada Newton. And the shot from Rodriguez off the thigh. And then action continued. A volleyed effort saved by Kellogg. As we see it here once again, a second replay. Half volley from Alvarado. Caitlin Kellogg up for the task. And the havoc kept going. A third handball. And Jada Newton absolutely frustrated by it. And that might be the best goal of the day though so far. Alvarado, curling cross. And then a squared header from Rocky Rodriguez. A brace on the day for her in the first 45 minutes of action. And that leads you to your 4-0 scoreline. As we take a look at the halftime stats here, it's worth noting 3 handballs for the U.S. Virgin Islands, no shots. So just been a brutal showcase so far for the home team. They've been able to hold a lot of the possession, though. They just need to start to progress the ball when they've got a hold of it. That back line in midfield for Costa Rica has been relentless at winning the ball back quickly after there are aggressive thoughts on the minds of the home side. And they'll continue to try to hold it up on that end of things, Costa Rica at least. And we'll step aside for a couple more minutes. When we come back, it'll be the second half of action here for some Women's World Cup qualifiers.
for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for it. Boss lady, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. I never walk it properly. You say I have a vacancy, I could be number one employee. I interviews guaranteed. I fit and ready. Alright, yeah, well equipped. The soccer, I'm climbing it. This is gonna make up and looking for one. Boss lady, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for it. Boss lady, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. Sign me up, I come for this one. I don't know what it properly. So as long as they call my name, then I will answer. I'm a happy camper, and love is the sponsor. Oh, and as long as I'm alive, life, then I will dance up. No time for no anger, I'm smiling with the hands up. Hey, what they call this? Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi.
Welcome back to the Bethlehem Soccer Complex in St. Croix of the Virgin Islands. Your scoreline right now, 4-0 in favor of Costa Rica as they look to continue their push to advance to the second phase in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers on the women's side in the Concacaf region. Up against the U.S. Virgin Islands. Welcome one and all to this broadcast. My name is Mark Schoenster. 4 goals in the first half of action for the visitors, including one from that woman right there, Carolina Venegas. And it looks like we may have some substitutions to start things off here. Coming into the game, Michelle Montero, 27-year-old forward. Subbed in the 62nd minute in the last game for Carolina Venegas, and it looked like she was the one making her way to the bench. Had herself masked and ready, so she will go on. And Venegas logged her 2nd goal of the season. And that'll be it for her campaign here today, as Montero will get some words of encouragement and instruction from Amelia Valverde. Now, it looks to be the only switch that is occurring. I'll let you know if we hear of any others as the teams switch halves and look to get things underway. Katia Garcia will be the one to whistle things off. That was a bit of an odd way to kick things off. There wasn't a U.S. Virgin Island player within miles of that ball. I'd also like to point out, I guess pick your poison when it comes to drink. Giant Budweiser bottle on one side, the giant Gatorade thirst quencher on the other. If you're still thirsty after finishing that, then I think you might be in trouble. One for playing the soccer game and the other for once you hit the beaches afterwards. Gotta get in those electrolytes. And here come Costa Rica. That one cleared away. They'll look to continue their form from the second half, and there's a first sighting of the day. This one crossed inside. And that one poked out. Costa Rica still going. This one squared inside. Played back to the middle by Villalobos. So it'll be cleared away on a couple of chances. And this one blasted towards goal and will make its way well off target and over the fence. That's Fabiola Villalobos, the one letting that shot fly. U.S. Virgin Islands looking to log in their first shot of the game. So far, they have been on their heels the entirety of this affair. I've got just under 45 more minutes to change things up. Putting up a fight is the mission and the goal for this campaign for the U.S. Virgin Islands side. Obviously, after a 9-0 loss to Guatemala, you have to think chances of advancing are low, but it doesn't mean that you can't still do what is ultimately the mission of playing international soccer, which is to bring some pride to your country in the way you play. And given the circumstance in this game so far, they have held tight and held strong for what has been a Costa Rica barrage. Alvarado may have played that one too far ahead, and it'll be a goal kick for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Had a fantastic assist in the first half, the skipper, Catherine Alvarado. Coming off the set piece, that's really her bread and butter, is serving up a nice ball from corner kicks from a dead spot. She has demonstrated that in the 2 matches in this qualifying stage thus far. Benavidez will play that to her right. Stepping to that one's Rapuano. And it's one back by Costa Rica. And cleared away immediately afterwards. Just a spat of exchanging possession here in the middle of the field. As we see Mariana Benavidez working with her back line. Scored a brace in their first game, including the opening goal for the tricolor. And she mentioned that after the game that first goal really gave her team confidence. This ball square into the middle. This is a shot that's chipped away. Right in front of goal is Michelle Montero, getting some of her first touches of the game. And she's shaking her head in dismay. Right around the 6-yard line. And that was successfully kept in play by Chinchilla. Again, having a fantastic game. I'm not sure if that one suffered a deflection or if that just came off the absolute worst spot on her boot. But that one sprayed wide from a very tight angle. That's going to be a foul. Rocky Rodriguez rocking a brace so far in this game. The foul on Rapuano. Montero taps it out wide, but it's too far ahead. It'll be another goal kick for the home side. Saved penalty, and then a goal in that first game against St. Kitts and Nevis sparked the confidence for this Costa Rica side, and they haven't looked back since. Even after they had a penalty denied in this game, Caitlin Kellogg was able to get behind that shot and save it. Still a 4-0 scoreline. Here's the captain, playing it out to her left for Cruz. Alvarado again. Plays it out wide to Guillen. Here's Guillen's ball. Sails its way in, and Kellogg's on top of it. Going up to grapple that one down is Caitlin Kellogg. Stands at 5'6", and this being her first World Cup qualifying appearance. Made a lot of big saves in this game so far. No real critical errors. Didn't save anything you would reasonably expect a keeper to save, and has also had a couple of good twitch reactions to some of these shots that have been shot her way. Here's Cruz. Nice little pass inside. Rodriguez to her left. Here's Chinchilla. Squares it to the middle. Behind all of her teammates. Villalobos collects it though. Alvarado. Now Villalobos wheeling around her man. And cleared away. Here's Guillen once again. Could wind up for another cross. She does so. This is a good ball headed towards goal. And Kellogg is able to save it. Rocky Rodriguez. It's going to come back anyway for offside. Thought maybe the player slipped behind the line too early. But either way, that'll be another boost of confidence for Kellogg. And you can see it behind the defensive line. Rocky Rodriguez was looking for that hat trick. She won't get it. Will remain 4-0 to start off this second half. This one played all the way up to Noelia Bermudez. Hasn't had to register a save in this game so far. Just been camping out there in the back. There's Guillen. Plays that one in. Tapped out. Gloriana Villalobos is the one who retrieves it. So I'll pop over to the left side. The flag will go up again. Daniela Cruz, the one being called for the offside. So about 10 minutes have transpired in this second half of action. A longer spat of time than the opening whistle to the first goal. Of course, that also included a handball inside the penalty box, which always will help a team at the goal scoring department, to say the least. Now the U.S. Virgin Islands looking to push this one forward. Have a throw in the opposing half. Newton will play this one forward for Rapuano in the corner. And that one will be escorted all the way down and across the goal line. Benavidez, the one who's able to make sure that no harm came from that ball. So 55 minutes have transpired. As you can see here, 2 penalties, 1 goal. Catherine Alvarado got things started. Rocky Rodriguez with a brace. This one squared inside. Here's a shot that almost gets through, but Caitlin Kellogg lets it get tangled between her feet, and she'll fall on behind it. The shot from Granados. Squared in. That's a prime opportunity. But she puts it right towards Kellogg. She was ready to dive, but when she realized that it was coming right to her, sort of bobbled her body to make sure the weight didn't throw her off the ball. It doesn't have to look pretty. She's already had some good-looking saves today. Some emphatic punches. That one counts just as much as those do. Montero plays it into the middle, looking for Villalobos. And she's going to be cut off like a vice between 2 defenders. May have been offside as well. It's going to be a free kick for the U.S. Virgin Islands. And this is a young team. Yeah, she got a push from behind on Jada Newton. And a little bit of frustration. She'll feign ignorance there. But a young team, a lot of players playing collegiately for the home team. Jorge Zavala himself said that the camps they had in September and December were great chances to get to know some of the players that were playing college ball. He mentioned that it's challenging to get them into the qualifiers, but there's a lot of talent in the college game for the U.S. Virgin Islands to pull from. Here's Rocky Rodriguez. Couple of steps. Pops his way to Montero. Couple of taps and passes. And ends up being knocked out for now. And that one cleared off a body and out for a U.S. Virgin Islands throw. But those training camp sessions for Jorge Zavala, as you get another look at him here. So it was a great chance to get to know the local players and see what level they're really at physically and technically. Mentioned about that, getting to know the college players. He wants to get them all integrated into the program. So they know him, he knows them, and they're at a mutual understanding of what the expectations are, what style of soccer is being played, all that good stuff. Guillen inside the 18, floats the cross, a little bit too high for Chinchilla. Here's Cruz. Good step, Cruz. Plays it back into the middle. Headed down, still in danger, cleared away by Crawford, but the clearance goes off a body. And a couple more deflections will put that out for a corner kick. And slow to get up is Taylor Crawford. Collided with a teammate. And they're gonna have to get some assistance here for Taylor Crawford. 19-year-old defender. Hopefully she's all right. We'll take a look at this again. Wasn't the heftiest of collisions with Anna Scott, but sometimes it's not the most gruesome looking collisions that can do some damage. So it's going to be a corner kick for Costa Rica. Made to the right side. Guillen sends this one in, and it's going to sky wide. Kellogg diving to make sure that it didn't curl its way in. And we might have been able to spot when the injury occurred. Let's take a look at this one again. Looks like there may have been, I got stepped on by her teammate there. And it doesn't matter where you get stepped on, if you have some studs from the cleat getting pressed into your body at any point, that is severely painful. I mean, studs are designed to dig into the dirt, give you traction, so not exactly ideal to have press on one's body. And we're gonna get a substitution for Costa Rica here. Melissa Herrera is gonna make her way into the game. Won't be just yet. Not going to wave her on, but they'll hold off. Looks like it'll be Gloriana Villalobos out of the game, but that has not yet occurred. From played over to the right side. Cross flies in. Tap towards the middle. And it looks like the flag went up once again. Priscilla Chinchilla with the flattening ball from the cross to play it back across the center once again. And just look at that touch. Fantastic. But the timing not quite right. And they're actually going to change their mind. It's Granados that's going to come out in favor of Melissa Herrera. Herrera, 25 years old, forward. And plays for Bordeaux in France. So some experience across the pond for this Costa Rica side. So she'll come in and get some good minutes. This is right around where she subbed in last game too. Came in the 62nd minute. Just goes to show the talent pool that this Costa Rica team has to pull from. And here's Herrera here. Herrera, flag stays down. Rolls the ball back, squares it back into the middle. And there's no Costa Rican player in the vicinity of that ball, or at least not on the right side of it. And there she is, the 5'2" forward. Nice to have a player of that experience coming off the bench. We need a reminder of the format of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. You've got several groups playing right now. A lot of them have been playing across this February window. As Herrera moves her way forward. This will be poked out for a corner kick. But every team in each group, including this group, Group B, will play 2 games in February. And then they'll play 2 more in April to close out the window. Just got 1 more game in this group 2 days from now. And then in early April will be the other 2 games, and Only the first place team in each group, so the first place team in Group B will advance to the second phase of the qualifications. Villalobos' shot suffers deflection, will be bounced over to Caitlin Kellogg. So whoever wins in Group B will make it on to a pool of 8 teams that'll be split into 2 groups. And they'll all play in a round-robin style, much like the way this first phase is formatted. But in that case, the top 2 teams from each group will qualify. And that pool of teams will also include the 2 best teams in CONCACAF as it stands, Canada and the US. So the competition gets extremely tough in that second phase, and there's only 4 spots to show for a bid to New Zealand/Australia. Kiwi and Aussie country. This ball chested down. Still on top of it's Herrera. Herrera chips a shot, and it goes right off the corner. And an open goal now is cleared away by Crawford. That ball looks like it's still in play. Not sure if that grazed out for a corner kick at any point in time. Looks like play is presuming. But what an effort. The goalkeeper, the offense, and here's a shot that rockets in. And the substitute makes it 5-0 for Costa Rica. Melissa Herrera subs in. And just roughly 3 minutes later, she's on the score sheet. It's her first goal in World Cup qualifying. Look at that shot. Bends her body around it. That is not an easy angle. Back towards goal. Then she'll whip around the defender and place it on the far side. Has a lot of pace and heat behind that one as well. Great shot, great goal. And Melissa Herrera finally breaks the deadlock of this second half. Went 20 minutes without a goal. Costa Rica having scored 4 in the first half of action. That one will be knocked out. So as it stands right now, U.S. Virgin Islands trying to catch up to Guatemala in the goal differential department. This one played towards the middle once again, looking for another goal. Chinchilla shoots, and that one will roll harmlessly. Let's take a look at one of the shots that led up to the goal-scoring opportunity. It was Herrera trying to score here, curls it, and it goes right off the edge of the crossbar. And the clearance looked to be a goal kick, went off across the goal line, but it spun just right and kept in play. A couple people unawares. And now we've got an injury on the U.S. Virgin Islands side of things. Looks like it's Carthren Turner. A little bit slow to get up, huffing and puffing. And that's definitely one of the stars of the show today, Rocky Rodriguez. As a team trying to catch up to Guatemala in the standings. Just a bit of an entanglement there. Still doesn't need to use her hands here, Noelia Bermudez. Has stuck to her feet for the entirety of this game. But as it stands right now, Costa Rica with a 5-0 lead, under 30 minutes to go. And looking to find another one here. That one shot goes over the crossbar. They'll put themselves at 6 points, which would tie them with Guatemala. They'd have a 12-goal differential, which is still 3 goals behind Guatemala in that department, so they'd sit at second place. Of course, there's still time to notch in a couple more goals here. And they've shown they've got the talent to do it. Several different players showing their ability on the ball, off the ball. Good crosses, good finishes. Good build-up, 2 opportunities from a lot of these players, including this one right here, Chinchilla, now Villalobos. Looked played inside, will win another corner kick. But that'll be the thing to keep an eye out on. Because should, in theory, Costa Rica win this game, as that ball crosses in, headed down the little back heel, and oh my goodness, the acrobat. That finish from Fabiola Villalobos. Just bringing her foot up, hitting it with the back heel in the air. We're gonna have to get another look at this. It pops up. Wow. It actually ended up being her toes. So nonchalant. Look at that. Redirects it, sends it in the opposite direction of where everyone was flying. And she'll score her 2nd goal of this World Cup qualifying campaign. Villalobos, a 22-year-old, who plays in Costa Rica domestically. What an effort that was. And so Costa Rica, like I was just saying, still time to score some more goals. That'll put them at 13, which is 2 shy of Guatemala in the goal differential department. And there was a moment of promise there for the U.S. Virgin Islands, but it's dispelled moments after by the captain. Here they come moving forward again. This one poked away. Herrera is able to collect it. Gives it over to right. Villalobos. Winding her time. Plays into the middle. Montero's touch is too heavy. Had to step too far forward to get it. Bit of a lunge. Lost control of her running. Try to keep that ball in. This one kept in play. And the clearance will go out for a corner kick. So Costa. Let's take a look at that goal one more time. We're gonna get a super slow motion here. Look at that, off the side of her foot. Just finds its way across the line, right by the post. That's just a nasty finish. Coming into the game now is Megan Freeman. Will come out for Ariel Stoltz. Freeman, 29 years old, started the last game. This time we'll get the experience of coming off the bench and coming in. And another player down here, Tanya Wayland, able to get back up on her feet. And it looks like she's gonna walk her way off as well. We'll see if she's subbed off or she has to get waved back into the game. Definitely walking with a little bit of gingerness. And it looks like she is gonna get subbed out. Maya Talud will come into the game in a moment here. Here come the U.S. Virgin Islands. The substitute, Freeman, was moving forward with some aggression, but then is dispelled by a pair of Costa Rican defenders. Cross headed away for a moment. Pressure continues. Here's Montero. Fires the shot, deflected away. Still inside the 18. Looked like a handball there. And it's going to be a handball off of the last goal scorer, well, actually the second to last goal scorer, Melissa Herrera. So the 4th handball in this game, the 1st for Costa Rica. And 3 in the first half for the U.S. Virgin Islands, and that one pretty clear. And talking about handballs. Here were the 3 we had in the first half. All 3 of them led to clear goal-scoring opportunities. 2 penalty kicks and 1 free kick that led to a goal. And then that one, nearly a 7th goal for Costa Rica. And Priscilla Chinchilla has an assist today, but is looking for that goal. She has put in a phenomenal effort today. She's been a problem for the entirety of this match. And Whalen's back up and walking, so hasn't been subbed out. That one just launched down the pitch. And there to collect it is Bermudez. So this is a Costa Rica team with a lot to prove. They did not qualify for the 2019 World Cup. In qualifying, they had a tough 1-0 loss to Jamaica that included a goal being brought back by VAR. And then the nail in the coffin was a 3-1 loss to Canada. Definitely left a bitterness in the program, and they wanted to make amends this go around. That was a big message from Amelia Valverde coming into this year of World Cup qualifying. And so far, it's been so good for Costa Rica. And I think the big game is going to be that match against Guatemala. It's also the last game in the qualifying for these 2 teams, or for those 2 teams in particular. April 12th is the last game in the Group B qualifying. The U.S. Virgin Islands will play St. Kitts and Nevis, but each team still has another game prior to that, but that's when Costa Rica, Guatemala will take place, and that should be a pretty big one. Villalobos playing out to the right. Here's Herrera. Herrera lofts this ball in, headed back into the middle, headed back to the top. Here's the shot from Alvarado, and she had the time, and it ended up being right into the arms of Caitlin Kellogg. The setup from that was fantastic. A good combination from Costa Rica, but the captain couldn't put a better shot on frame. Not a lot of pace, and straight towards the keeper. As this game has worn on, Costa Rica has just been able to notch another goal or 2 throughout the span of this game. 6-0 the scoreline. This ball played toward Montero, trying to get it past Kellogg. She's able to escort it out, but it's played back into the center. That clearance was precarious, but it did glide by Rocky Rodriguez. U.S. Virgin Islands are ranked 162nd in the latest FIFA World Rankings. Meanwhile, Costa Rica's 36th, so coming into this game, many would consider them massive underdogs, and that's putting it lightly. But that's not the mentality that this U.S. Virgin Islands staff likes to wear. They don't like to wear the underdog mentality. It's more of a mentality of putting up a fight. Jorge Zavala himself said that as a staff, we're realistic. He said that we know what we are, but the players, we're going to give them the mindset that they may be the stronger nation, that we can be competitive against anybody. This ball played inside, headed towards goal. Not a lot of heat behind that one. And Chinchilla continues to attack. And although maybe they haven't tested the defensive side of things for Costa Rica, this U.S. Virgin Islands team has been put in a bad spot, weathering a storm for 77 whole minutes. And they fought hard. This could be a lot worse if not for efforts from players like Jordan Crawford, Caitlin Kellogg, and others who have stepped up and made some big plays. There's Cruz veering across the middle. Plays it to Rocky Rodriguez. Plays it to the top. Villalobos. I think for a moment her head was focused on taking a shot from the top of the 18. This one crossed inside, headed away by Scott. Knocked out a couple more times and then pinged away. Here's Guillen, has served up a ton of balls here today. And that one just off the mark, being tapped back to her. I may have glanced off of Taylor Crawford, who went down once and is slow to get up here. And she is visibly in pain. And she's trying to walk it off here. And she's gonna get consulted to by Katia Garcia. It looks like she'll continue to play as we enter the 80th minute of this game. Cross comes in, and the header's just a little bit too high over the head of Chinchilla. Another ball comes in. It'll be cleared out by the U.S. Virgin Islands. A bit of an unfortunate deflection, though. Here's Cruz. Waiting, and now enters the penalty area. Plays it back in. Reflections there. Villalobos takes the shot herself, deflected. Blocked before it could reach the goal. And then we'll roll all the way out, going across the sideline. That's Melissa Herrera, subbed in and scored moments after. Costa Rica in preparation for this oh so important 2022 campaign. In 2021 went 4-2-2. Had 2 wins over Guatemala in that span of time, which could prove important when they play them later this year. That ball crossed in once again, a little bit too floaty for Chinchilla. Have to overcome Guatemala for a 3rd time in a row. Most likely if they're going to advance into the 2nd phase of this World Cup qualifying. And also split a series with Panama and also collected draws against Jamaica and Mexico. That's a bunch of teams that they may have to face down the road in the 2nd round. All teams that have aspirations to advance that far. Could be potential opponents, so a lot of good games against CONCACAF opponents for Costa Rica in 2021. Here's Rodriguez firing the shot, looking for the hat trick, but that goes straight down the middle. Could have been 7-0 here. She had the space. Instead, fires it straight towards Caitlin Kellogg. And slow to get up and looking to make her way off the pitch is Leah Rapuano. And she'll make her way to the sideline as Silvana Calpano-Butler will take her spot. She'll make her way off the pitch. Calpano-Butler, 17-year-old. Coming into the game for Rapuano. A product of the 340 Girls Soccer Academy. And the substitution that was planned for earlier in Tanya Whalen will now finally take place. Maya Talou, just 16 years old, will come into the game. Plays with LRVIFC, which is a member of the U.S. Virgin Island Premier League. So 2 substitutions for the U.S. Virgin Islands. 7 minutes to go in this game. Rodriguez plays it to her right. And a couple of deflections will bring this back to the back line as suddenly the floodlights, you could tell, are on. The sun just dipping into the horizon. I can't imagine what the sunsets look like over there. All the beautiful scenery, the islands. I'm sure it's something to behold. And here comes Costa Rica. Chinchilla once again trying to find the seeking pass to Herrera. The ball will come back to her. Villalobos winds her way around, rips it inside. Montero is able to collect it, but it's with her back towards the goal. And we've got a foul on Montero after the fact. It'll be a free kick for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Montero, the one guilty. Plays with Cruz Azul in Mexico. The ball played forward, but suffered a deflection on its way. 85 minutes have transpired, 5 to go. Started all off in the 5th minute with a penalty from Alvarado. Rocky Rodriguez then scored. Venegas was able to get one off her knee, and then before the half, Rodriguez was able to nod one in off of an excellent set piece. Then 20 minutes went by here in the 2nd half before anything was able to take place in the goal scoring department. Costa Rica was on the attack that entire time though. Just weren't able to find one. And then Melissa Herrera subs into the game, has an excellent shot and finish. And then moments later, maybe an even more stellar finish. The leg extension off the side of the foot finish from Fabiola Villalobos. That's her first goal in World Cup qualifying, by the way. So this is the last game for these two teams in the February window. A pair of games. Costa Rica will have to be pleased with how these have gone. A 7-0 victory over St. Kitts and Nevis, and looking at a 6-0 victory over the U.S. Virgin Islands. Next time they will play will be April 9th against Curacao. Meanwhile, on the U.S. Virgin Islands sides, obviously the campaign not starting the way they'd like. A combined 15-0 scoreline thus far. And they'll play on the 6th against Curacao. Maybe a good matchup for them. Lost 6-0 to Guatemala yesterday. So maybe a more even affair for the U.S. Virgin Islands on that occasion. And just one more game in the Group B February window, and that'll be 2 days from now, a 6 p.m. Eastern fixture between St. Kitts and Nevis and Curacao. Make sure every single team has played 2 games. So that'll be the end of it there before it resumes in April. Herrera able to draw a jump. Plays this one inside. The header goes off the crossbar. Rocky Rodriguez's follow-up doesn't make it to the keeper. They're still pressing at it. Goal differential is important. They will keep pushing till the end. Villalobos with the back heel draws the foul. And it will be a free kick. Cross comes flying in. Rodriguez Just a couple inches too high on the header. Was looking for the hat trick. And then action continued. And Gloriana Villalobos they all leading to what this is here. Maybe the last chance for Costa Rica to get on the score sheet. That would put them at a 14 goal differential, which would be one shy of Guatemala. Not a bad spot to be in. Alvarado plays it herself, and it's straight down the middle. A curling effort. Couldn't tuck it. Not a bad looking shot, though, from Alvarado. But you've come to expect that from her. We got one more minute. Here's Montero. Plays out to the left for Cruz. That cross will float high and way too high. Not even Herrera with some extension could get that one to stay in. So it'll be a goal kick for the home team. So I'm hearing there'll be 3 minutes of added time on top of the next 20 seconds. So Costa Rica could conjure up another chance or two within that window. Cruz. Good turn from Chinchilla there. Alvarado fires a shot herself, and going to the ground is Caitlin Kellogg, collecting another save. And you can still hear the cheers from the sideline. They know the effort that this keeper has put into this game. Bounces, and she's able to fall on top of it. The scoreline isn't pretty, but the effort and the performance from Caitlin Kellogg has been admirable. Rodriguez. Oh, look at that ball going forward. Herrera takes a touch, plays it into the middle, and it's almost squeezing its way in. Kind of acted as both a shot and a pass. Couldn't quite connect with Montero and couldn't get the best angle to reach it within the inside of the far post. The spin just bouncing wide. Melissa Herrera has been electric since she's come into the game. And look at that. That tells you the story right there. You haven't been able to watch this game. That'll give you an idea of how this one has gone. A barrage from Costa Rica. And also, again, that just goes to show you the kind of night that Caitlin Kellogg's had to face. Villalobos taps it forward. A little bit of a flick from the captain, trying to find Herrera behind her. Won't connect on that combo. You do the math here. 6 goals, 19 shots on target, 13 saves for Caitlin Kellogg. And on the other side, Noelia Bermudez. I don't think she's had to use her hands this entire game, not even to scoop up a pass. Here's Guillen. Her ball sinks inside, once again over the head of Chinchilla. Cross back inside. And well done by Osset Gibbs, the skipper for the U.S. Virgin Islands, to step to that ball and see it through. Gibbs, 22 years old, from right here in St. Croix. So being able to play not only for a country, but where she hails from. And one last substitution. Jada Brown will come into the game. And Elise Eiler, one of the defenders, will come out. Herrera progressing forward. One touch from Montero, but not enough as we pass the 93 minutes. And there is your final whistle. A 6-0 scoreline will be your final here between Costa Rica and the U.S. Virgin Islands from the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Costa Rica will remain in second place in their group with a 13-goal differential, 2 goals shy of Guatemala's 15. And that'll end the February CONCACAF women's qualifying window for both Costa Rica and the U.S. Virgin Islands. They'll resume action in early April to close out the preliminary group stage of the qualifiers and CONCACAF action. Another person who had a busy day, Jordan Crawford. Good performance from her. A lot of efforts. I see a lot of encouragement from this Costa Rica side. Caitlin Kellogg with an admirable effort. A lot of great crosses from Gabriela Guillen. Just some quality soccer from Costa Rica, and we have a chance to relive it all here in the span of some moments here on the highlights. So let's get to it. Starting early, it was a handball from Jordan Crawford, sending it to the spot, and the captain, Catherine Alvarado, curls that one home, just out of reach of Caitlin Kellogg. Winds up her second goal of the campaign for a spot to go to New Zealand/Australia. And it kept coming on. Then Rocky Rodriguez, nice touch and an easy finish. Was able to shake herself loose inside the 18. Daniela Cruz with the excellent cross. Gives her her first assist of World Cup qualifying in 2022. And that's one of the stars of this Costa Rica side. And then the action continued. Excellent header from Chinchilla. And then off the knee of Carolina Venegas. Had a lot of different limbs finishing off goals today. We had thighs, knees, heads, and then of course, feet. And then we also had some hands today. Of course, those can't score goals for you. And then the heading finish from Rocky Rodriguez to give herself a first half brace. A sumptuous ball from Catherine Alvarado, which makes it a 4-0 scoreline going into half. And then right after subbing on, Melissa Herrera with a rocketing shot. Really put some juice behind that one on short notice. Just winds up and rips it. So coming in and making an immediate impact, and she was great for the rest of the game. And then look at this finish from Fabiola Villalobos. Was able to contort her body and get the job done. Hard to predict that that's the kind of finish that is going to come moments before it. Tough for Caitlin Kellogg. And then there was the final whistle when all things were said and done. And that'll do it for your highlights here for today's action. As we look at the stats, 35 shots, 20 on goal. Just overall dominance, a lot of goose eggs over there for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Costa Rica playing a rather pristine and spotless game. And so they'll have to feel happy in that way. So let's take a look at the table now. Led to it and forewarned it a couple of times. U.S. Virgin Islands sitting at the bottom now. They'll have a chance to redeem themselves, have to play the two best teams so far on the table as it stands, Guatemala and Costa Rica. So they'll be able to play against Curacao and St. Kitts and Nevis. Meanwhile, goal differential, 13 and 15. So the clear favorites to win this group, Guatemala and Costa Rica. I'm sure it'll be fun for those two when they do battle and try to play for advancement. But with that, that is it for our broadcast. For our broadcasting crew, I'm Mark Schoenster. Thank you for tuning into this game. I hope you all have a pleasant rest of your day. Until next time in CONCACAF Women's World Cup Qualifiers.